Hello everyone, welcome to my new YouTube channel. Today I just want to say something more about the let off game, like the negative review emotion in my Meta 26 student. I am not Dr. Andrew Lovelace, but from like what I observed, it is kind of a thing I really want to talk. I think we're in week 6 right now, so it might be a lot of high stress for any student who take many classes, and I totally understand people under high stress might do something kind of a kind of reactional. And and the thing I want to say it is Math 26 is a weed out class, and you're not gonna get it like easy A without just easy work, because college isn't work the same as high school, and you gotta realize because people get good grade in those classes, they're either very smart or like they know how to play the game. Because college classes is not like the same as high school class. In high school, if you have like a 93%, you're like an A, no matter how bad you don't test, how bad you don't homework. So as long as you reach 93%, then you get an A. But in college, in some like intro math class or intro chem class, that doesn't work. You have to compete with your classmates. You have to work really hard, and you have to know how they play the game, how do you just get your score out of the curve, how you just get out the top of the curve, and how you not fall behind. Here's what here's what a college student should know, because it is a tough competition, and your major requires, and you have to face this competition. You have to compete it. You have to have this power of the college and the competence to compete with your classmates. So everyone can attend UW or like the University of Washington. It is it is smart enough because UW it is now their weed out classes like pre-med major like math chem like computer science like any science classes they have a tough curve. The average GPA is around 2.9 or 2.8 and barely around, and so it's like a B to B minus range. And I think for what you can do it is, and most people they won't get like good program, they won't get any by the computer science program, they won't get into their major because they call like high grade. I understand, but when everybody get high GPA, there's no advantage of high grade because everybody does that, and you have to do something else, and there might be tougher competition moments. So you have to realize it is a tough way, and you got to be prepared to accept what is gonna and to accept what is gonna make it and what is not gonna make it. And the readout means like there's like a limited amount of 4.0, there's limited amount of 2.0. So if you cannot make the top 10% or top 20%, and you can't get a 4.0, unfortunately, this is rules. This is not any professor that can change it because it's like the rule by the department. And if you want the 4.0, want the easy and want easy class, you can either just change your major or just work really hard. There's no easy way to success. There's no easy way. Sometimes you just have to get prepared and get your butt out there just to work as hard as you can. Because you may not know what is going to happen. And there's so many uncertainty in all the life. and you can't just predict what will happen in the future. So one tip is for you, it is always get it ready because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So you got to be prepared. You're thinking like an adventure. And you have to have the ability to react, to protect, to to remain calm and logic when something messed up coming. You have to have this ability. Then I'm going to talk about like a bad grade in one class does not mean anything. It is just indicate you did not do well in this class, but like it cannot just say you're not going to do well on your major on like a future thing. This is not going to be true because if you get a 2.9 and people will say, oh, okay, 2.9 is a bad GPA, but it's not because they didn't take how hard the U that weed out is taking into factor. Because they have to realize that U that weed out curve GPA, the average is 2.8, which is not a 4.8 or like 3.5. They have to know the average is just 2.8, and if you get a 2.9, you're above the average. So you're doing better than your classmates. They have to realize that. And you're not just all like numbers, right? So if you get 4.0 on everything, it does not mean you're kind of a perfect person. And if you get a 2.5 on everything, it can also just not mean like you're kind of a bad person, right? Because you're defined by your everything, your personality, your extracurriculars, your other non-academic skill, not just those like the not just a high GPA. It is too limited, and people usually do always just to exceed what they can do in the classroom. And I do not think one bad grade of Mathematics 6 will harshly impact your major application, your job, and everything. I think people have to have this like the mindset that is when coming to college, it doesn't mean just everything it is open up. It just like have a large amount of people. You have to competing about like 7,000 students. You have to feel like a larger group. So it is more and more people, and you will feel more competition because it's like one step close to the world, and then you're gonna face. Again, Method 26 and Method 25, Method 24, that means it is easy courses because they're only 100 level. I think philosopher, 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 pro, prospective student, they have to realize like college it is tough and you have to face the challenges. And if you cannot face the challenges, and just don't go to college, because as what I said, a, a life is hard, and you have to have this mentality to get prepared, to get face every challenge you're gonna face, because you will be succeed once you beat those challenges, and always just believe you can, and if you cannot, just take the failure and then try again. If you failed again, then try it a third time. So life is just like if you fail, then try it again. Just as just repetition. And you just get a bad and if you get a 2.5 on one class, just move on and just to reflect what causes 2.5. If it's just because of a bad curve, then just move on. If it's your study habit, change it and then get a higher grade in the next quarter or next semester. Actually, that's all for me for today. Cause hope everyone have a safe a nice like spring. And for the quarter system, near week 6, I know people may be highly stressed. Just don't, just do not overthink about those numbers too much, because they can tell limited things about you, and you are more than those numbers.